Hi all, in this video tutorial we are going to see functions and methods in Java. So let's see what is a function or a method is. Function or method. A method or a function is a block which contains a series of statements to perform a specific task. A method only runs when it is called. Now we will see in how many ways we can create a function or a method. Ways to create a function or a method. So basically there are three ways to create a function or a method. Okay, the first way is functions having no arguments and no return type. So when we say no return type, that means the return type is void. Okay, second way is functions having arguments and no return type. Okay, then third one is functions having arguments and return type. So let's see each one of them with examples. Okay, so for that I will go to Eclipse and I will create a new class file. I'll name it as functions demo, and I will create a main method. Okay, for example, I want to do one addition operation, so for that I will create one function. Okay, so I'll just write here function having no arguments and no return type. So I'll create a method with no return type or void return type. So public void, say addition. So here I am creating a simple function which is having no argument and no return type. So I'm just writing here, say int a is equal to say 20 and int b is equal to 30. Okay, and int result is equal to a plus b. Okay, and I'm just showing the result, system.out.println. So I'll just write here the result. I'll just write the addition result of a b is result, right? So how we can call this method? So we have created a method, but this is a non-static method. To call this method, obviously we need an object. Okay, so let me create an object. So first I will create one reference variable of functions demo class and I will assign the object to that particular reference variable. So I'll just write here functions demo obj. So basically I have created a variable of functions demo type. Okay, functions demo obj is equal to new functions demo. Okay, and let me just correct it. Okay, so now I'll use this reference variable to call that addition method. Okay, so now if I run this, it will give me the result. The addition result of 20 and 30 is 50. Okay, now let's go to the second way of creating method, functions having arguments and no return type. Okay, so what I will do, I'll create one more addition method. So I'll just write here functions having arguments and no return type, right? So here I will pass two parameters of integer type. Okay, and x value will be assigned to a and y value will be assigned to b. Okay, and now I am calculating the result and I'm just showing the result, right? So now what I will do, I'll just pass here say 56 and 47, 56 and 47, right? So now let me just call this one. So now it will show the addition result of 56 and 47 is 103. Okay, so I have used method overloading here, if you see, because the function names are same. So we will see later like what a method overloading is, but as of now, if you see, the first function has no arguments and no return type, and the second function has arguments but no return type. Okay, so if I write the first function obj.addition, so I'll get two results. Okay, so one for method 1 and another one for method 2. Okay, so let me just run this. The addition result of 20 and 30 is 50. The addition result of 56 and 47 is 103. Okay, so in the second method, if you see, we have passed the parameters. That means the function contains arguments, but we are not returning anything. We are just calculating the result and we are showing the result in that particular function only. Okay, now let's go to the third way of creating a method, where functions having arguments and return type, right? So I'll write here public int. So the return type will be of int type, because I am calculating the result which is of integer type, and I am going to return that result. Okay, addition, and here I'll write here int x, int y. Okay, and I'm assigning like this int a, so x value will be assigned to a and y value will be assigned to b, and I'm calculating int result is equal to a plus b, right? And I'll just return this result. Okay, say I'm just calculating int y as well, int z. Okay, and here I'll write int c is equal to say z. Okay, and I'm just writing a plus b plus c. Okay, so here I'm passing three arguments and I am also returning the result. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just write here system.out.println. Okay, so the addition result is, okay, so I'm just calling obj.addition xyz, but here I have to pass three parameters, right? So I will write here, say suppose 23, then I'm giving 45 and say 98, right? So let me just run this. See, the addition result is 166. So basically the third method is returning the result. Okay, so here I am calling that method, right, and it is returning the result, and I am showing that result in the output. So this is how we can create functions or methods and we can call them. So now I am going to show you how can we return an array in a function. So for example, I have to create one more function here. So public, say I'll just write here, it is going to return, say, string array, for example. Okay, string array. So I'll just write here get courses. Okay, so I'll create one string array over here. So string courses is equal to, suppose I am just giving the courses course names. Okay, say for example, say Java, and then I have Selenium, then UFT, Python, C, C++, Perl. Okay, so these are course names. Okay, I'm just returning it, so I just have to write return courses. Okay, so now this function is going to return one string array. So to capture this, I need one more string array. So here I will just write string array. So I'll just write here again, say courses is equal to, I can call this method because this is a non-static method, right? So I can call this get courses method using object or reference variable because I have already assigned the object to this particular reference variable. So I'll just write here obj dot get courses. So it will return the string array, and now all the values are stored in this string array courses. Okay, you can give any different name also. So for my convenience I have given the same name, but you can give different name also, like courses 1 also you can give, not a problem. Okay, so let it be courses 1. Okay, so now suppose I want to print all the values, so I'll just write here so the available courses are mentioned below. I am writing, and I'll just print the courses name. So I'll just print the course names using for loop for each. So I'll just write for string, I'll just write like for string x present in courses 1, print the course name. Okay, so just write here print x, system.out.print x. So it says for each x of string type present in courses 1, show me the value of x. Okay, that means it is going to print all the course names. So let me save this and I am going to run it. One Java application. So if you see, it has given Java, Selenium, UFT, Python. So let me just give one space or say one delimiter so that it will show everything. Let me run this. So now if you see, it has given all the course name: Java, Selenium, UFT, Python, C, C++, Perl. Okay, so this is how we can create functions and we can return value in a function. We can return array from a function also. Thank you for watching this video.